cricket show Turning Point. I am your host Rika Roy. Now the game tonight turned in favour of our Royal Challengers Bangalore from the time a certain AB de Villiers walked into the middle. He went on a leather hunt during the knock of 73. That was just 40 runs less than the total of Kolkata Knight Riders tonight. To talk about how fabulous that was and a lot more, I will be joined by former Indian wicketkeeper Farokh Engineer, fans from Bharat Army divided by IPL team loyalties. But before all of that, let's look at how the match panned out. Aaron Finch took on his compatriot Pat Cummins as the Aussies had an intriguing battle. He scored a 37-ball 47. Devdutt Padikkal too was enjoying batting on the Sharjah pitch, scoring a 23-ball 32 before Andre Russell, in his new role of bowling in the power play, castled him. This was his 300th T20 wicket.
Bowled him, Andre Russell.
And this was the last time Kolkata saw any success in Bangalore's innings, because AB de Villiers was absolutely sensational on Monday night. The duo of AB and Virat completed 3,000-run IPL partnership. After tiptoeing to 10 of 11 balls, de Villiers raced away 43 of his next 12, finishing with 6 sixes in the innings. He completed his half-century in just 23 balls.
So good. This hitting is unbelievable.
Kohli and de Villiers notched up a 100-run partnership in 46 balls, 65 runs coming off the last 5 overs as Bangalore scored 194 for 2. AB de Villiers unbeaten on a 33-ball 73. With his performance, Navdeep Saini could very well be on the plane to Down Under this summer. He got debutant Tom Banton. Shubman Gill showed intent in his innings of 25-ball 34, but the Bangalore spinners made his job tougher.
Matches.
Washington Sundar was introduced into the attack in the final over of the power play, and he accounted for Nitish Rana. Gill ran himself out for 34 of 25 balls as the asking rate climbed towards 14.
Anyway, de Villiers has done really well.
Dinesh Karthik was bowled by Chahal for 1 as the spinners applied the choke on KKR. Morgan laboured to 8 of 12 balls before Sundar got his second of the night with extra bounce. Captain Kohli elated. Andre Russell went for a few big hits, finally landing the ball in Siraj's palms.
And this should be out, is out.
Kolkata was fast crumbling, 89 for 7.
We see another wicket go down.
The day seemed far away when Tripathi won Hearts with a delightful 81. Bangalore won by a massive margin of 82 runs on Monday night. KKR thoroughly outplayed by a professional RCB outfit. Let's quickly have a look at the scorecard. Here's the Bangalore batting card. It was an absolute carnage from the Bangalore batsmen, particularly AB de Villiers, stroking an unbeaten 73. Virat Kohli being at the crease with him for 33 runs. It was a 100-run partnership. Prasidh Krishna and Andre Russell were the only 2 successful bowlers from KKR. And that's the Kolkata batting card. You can see not much to say about the Kolkata batsmen except Shubman Gill scoring 4, running himself out. Chris Morris, Washington Sundar, both of them picking up 2 wickets. But I will have to mention about Yuzvendra Chahal, 1 for 12. How fabulous was he picking up Kolkata skipper Dinesh Karthik. Time for us to dive into the discussion with Farokh Engineer, former Indian wicketkeeper. We also have fans from Kolkata, from Bangalore, and we'll also be discussing the match that's coming up between Bangalore, not Bangalore, but Hyderabad and Chennai, and what Dhoni needs to do. But first up, Mr. Engineer, to you, would you say that Bangalore has found now the perfect combination from where they can perhaps go ahead and win this edition of the IPL?
Well, it certainly looks so, doesn't it? RCB have always sort of amazed me because on paper they've had they've had perhaps one of the best teams, out of all the or all the other sides. But somehow they have not clicked all these years. And even this year, they started off, shakily. But of course, when you have players like AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli in the side, and if both of them get going, or even one of them, I mean, like today, 194 for two. KKR, poor KKR, were on the back foot right from the start. I mean, to chase almost 10 runs and over, you got to take almighty risks.
Right.
RCB had a great start, flying start in Finch, 47, and Padikal, 32. Once you set a start like that, once you lay a foundation for players like AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli to follow, it's going to be carnage, and that's exactly what it was today. Poor KKR. I mean, although they had great strikers, and Russell was the main hope, really. Dinesh Karthik made a lovely knock in the previous game, but they were nowhere in the hunt, unfortunately. My heart goes out to the fans of KKR and to Shah Rukh Khan, my dear friend, but RCB were absolutely riding high. To win by a margin of 80 odd runs in a T20 contest is a huge margin, believe me. And that's exactly what happened.
And that would really mess up with KKR's net run rate. Well, Abhijit, to you, your team lost tonight. Two quick questions. One, did the team miss Sunil Narine? And secondly, was it right of KKR to have got Rahul Tripathi in so low down the order when he had clicked as an opener?
If I have to answer the first question, did Sunil Narine did KKR miss Sunil Narine? Then I would say no, because KKR were right in the hunt till 15 over. In the last 5 overs, AB de Villiers got the momentum which KKR could not gain it back, and KKR lost all the momentum in the second innings, and KKR almost lost the match in the second innings only. So the Sunil Narine, the batsman, is very overrated at the moment. So KKR did not miss Sunil Narine, the bowler, the batsman. The bowler, yes, certainly. But the kind of form de Villiers was in, he would have sparked him also. I mean, I have all praise for de Villiers today. And secondly, yes, I would certainly say KKR should not have picked the opening slot of Rahul Tripathi because the start he was giving.
Right.
Today, once.
Diya, to you, well, Kolkata Knight Riders is a side full of power hitters, though they have not clicked the way they should have this season. But 194, that was definitely a chaseable target, given that there are so many power hitters in the side. But would you say the way Virat Kohli shepherded his troops, and particularly, bringing in Washington Sundar in the middle overs and using his spinners, it is what really mattered today in this match?
Actually, it was really a good day as an RCB fan. First of all, that 194 with a pitch like Sharjah, it was a chaseable target. But the way our bowlers bowled, the way, as you said, Kohli has been using Washington Sundar, it has been just so amazing to see. And if I talk about the spin bowling pair of Yuzvendra Chahal and Washington Sundar, it has been working wonders for RCB. And along with that, Chris Morris has definitely come as a blessing for us. The way he has been bowling in the last 2 matches, it has been wonderful to see him bowl. And along with that, Isru Dana has also picked up that wicket. First of all, with Russell smashing him for 4s and 6s, but then he came back and hit got the wicket, and I was really happy. And it is a complete bowling and a batting performance by RCB this time.
This is a complete performance, perhaps what the fans have been waiting for. But Rishi, would you say that this team is peaking a little too early in the tournament?
Absolutely, Rika. I think Divya said that Virat Kohli actually is playing along with Washington Sundar and the spinners. So he's actually showing the other teams his trump card, letting them know, how his game plan is going forward in this IPL. But we still have a long IPL to go ahead in. We halfway there. But at this point of time, I think RCB is peaking at the right time. The net run rate definitely got a bit shot up with the win today. So, long IPL, so you can never really be sure of what's going to happen in the future.
Right, do stay on, all of you. This tournament has been a tournament not just for the teams and their captains, but particularly for the youngsters. 9 Man of the Match awards have gone to young Indian players who are either who have either played below 10 matches for India or are uncapped. Let's have a look at the top young performers who have really lit up this edition of the Indian Premier League. At number 5 on our list of talented newcomers is Ravi Bishnoi. Even though his team Punjab is at the bottom of the table, the leg spinner has produced several magical spells so far in this year's IPL. He bowled a fantastic spell against Hyderabad, picking the wickets of Warner, Bairstow and Samad, one that got everyone talking about his attitude for the big stage.
He hasn't got enough of it and taken comfortably.
At number 4 is Rahul Chahar, who has not only shown excellence in his bowling but also in being a safe pair of hands, taking some magnificent catches. His ability to bowl at any time in the match is what makes him a key component to Mumbai's rise to the top of the table. At number 3 on our list is Rahul Tewatia. What can be said about Tewatia that hasn't been said already? Well, he has become Rajasthan's key man in closing out games. The real question is whether he will be able to play a similar role to that of Yuvraj Singh for India and help the national squad add more depth to its middle order.
He is the world's best, and he's been...
At number 2 is the sublime Shubman Gill, a player in the Jacques Kallis mould. Opening the batting for Kolkata is not easy, but Gill has so far done in the tournament, showing that you don't need experience to handle pressure. With the team fighting for the top spot, Gill's contributions are absolutely necessary for their continued success.
It's a brilliant shot.
At number 1 is Bangalore's attaboy Devdutt Padikkal. Like Gill, he also has the responsibility of opening the batting, and his steady hand is giving the team much needed consistency. He has scored 350s in 6 games, displaying an aptitude and hunger to get runs, giving hope to Bangalore fans that this might just be the season for them.
Just like that, he says, I'll go this side.
Mr. Engineer, who according to you has been the best youngster this season?
Well, difficult question, because all the youngsters have performed admirably, and it's so gratifying for an old-timer like me to see youngsters coming to the fore and earning Man of the Match awards, thoroughly deserved, which is fantastic. I mean, this is what the IPL is all about. We are the showcase of the world. We are the envy of the world, and to see youngsters come to the fore is a very, very pleasing sight for me. We have some of the top-class overseas players around, but still, the youngsters are beating them to it and winning the Man of the Match awards, which is so commendable and so good for the future of our Indian cricket. This is all these boys, if they've not already played for India, they would certainly be knocking on the doorstep there.
If you were to pick top 5, who will be there in the list of your top 5 best performers?
Well, they've all done well. Tewatia has done well, Rahul Chahar, Bishnoi. I mean, all the guys that you mentioned just now, they've all done extremely well. And it's very little between them. IPL is such a tournament, T20 is such a tournament, that on the day, who's the better player, or on the day, who's the better opposition. And today, my heart goes out to KKR fans. But RCB were just tremendous. You asked if they're peaking at the right time. They certainly are, because Mumbai Indians and RCB are really, creating a gap between them and the rest of the teams. Both are very well balanced sides, and I can't wait to watch that.
Mr. Engineer, let me pin you down here. Tell me, who is going to get into the Indian side ahead of the rest? Who's the one from this IPL we see being fast-tracked into the Indian cricket team?
Well, Mumbai Indians and Delhi seem to be the two obvious ones. Royal Challengers Bangalore. These three are for sure. And then there's a bit of a gap, and then unfortunately CSK has disappointed us. In spite of Dhoni. Dhoni's not having the best of. He's trying to plug holes in his sinking ship all the time, but he's just not coming up with the goods this time. So I feel sorry for them. They've enjoyed so much success over the years. But unfortunately, CSK, Kings 11 Punjab, they're being left at the bottom. So there's a tussle between the two other sides, whether Sunrisers Hyderabad come to the party, or Kings 11 Punjab again have got a very good side, but they're just not clicked. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they've got two of the finest opening batsmen in the competition.
But Mr. Engineer, what I really wanted to ask you, we showed this top 5 list of the best young performers. We featured Shubman Gill, Rahul Tewatia, Rahul Chahar, also Devdutt Padikkal. Who do you think will make it to the Indian side before the rest?
Shubman Gill, Padikkal, they've all 5 of them have got a pretty good chance. But for senior Indian players also, it's so good for them to look over their shoulder as to who's pushing them. And that's a great feeling. Rishabh Pant is again, a tremendous player. He's already in the Indian squad, of course, and doing very well indeed, keeping wickets very well. So lovely to see that. So I mean, you can't just pick out one person. These 5 guys will be certainly knocking on the door, and we'll get the senior players worried that if we don't perform, we youngsters are ready to step into your shoes. So that's a great feeling. Lovely for Indian cricket, and I'm very proud of that.
It's a good headache to have for Indian cricket. Now, Chennai Super Kings, who are currently in the 7th position, are desperately in need of a revival. They'll be looking to string together a series of consecutive wins as they look to stay alive in the race for the playoffs. They have only 4 points from 7 games, and they'll be looking to win at least 6 out of the next 7 games in order to be in the mix of playoffs. Now, Mr. Engineer, you spoke about Chennai and the stage they are in right now. What do you think needs to change really for them to start performing better and perhaps be in contention for a playoff berth?
They've got to get big totals. The batting has got to click, the bowling has got to click, the fielding has got to click. Unfortunately, neither has clicked at the moment, and that's why CRK are in dire straits. But the teams that can pick themselves up, and I'm sure people, we're not way out in the season. So I mean, everyone has a chance in this competition. You just win 3 or 4 games, and you're right up there with the rest of the squad. So it'll take a Herculean effort from teams that are bottom of the table at the moment to catch up with the likes of Mumbai Indians, Delhi, and Kings 11 Punjab. So I mean, these 3 are more or less certain to come in the playoffs. Who the other 2 teams will be, they've just got to fight very hard for it.
Mr. Engineer, another interesting question to ask you here is MS Dhoni has retired from international cricket. There's a huge spot in the Indian team that is vacant right now. Now, this has also been a tournament for wicket keepers. Who do you see really filling up that spot? Earlier in the season when I spoke to you, you were waxing eloquent about Sanju Samson, but since then he hasn't fired. Right now, at this stage, who's the man you see who can take over that wicket-keeping role?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't write Sanju Samson off because he's he's been a fantastic player. He's just going through a lean spell. On wicket-keeping, Ridhiman Saha has been a brilliant wicket-keeper, but more in Test cricket. Rishabh Pant has been showing tremendous signs with this. Rishabh Pant is more a batsman wicket-keeper, and Saha is a wicket-keeper batsman.
Right.
The captain has got to decide who does he want in the side. Does he want to strengthen the number 7 position or in the batting order, or has he got enough batsmen to say that I just need a top-class wicket-keeper? So these are the options that have got to be ironed out, and it's an interesting headache for the selectors because and either may the best guys win, but IPL has got a long way to go yet. I'm sure we'll see many other faces, many other heroics.
To Farooq sir.
Yes, Divya, go on. She wants to ask you a question.
Yeah, actually related to this wicket-keeping spot, KL Rahul is also in one contention, but he also, in the initial phase of the tournament, he was wicket-keeping, but now he has left that, and the young Prab Simran is doing wicket-keeping for Punjab. So what do you think, like, should KL Rahul being one of that prospect of wicket-keeping for India, should he leave this or should he continue keeping for Punjab?
I mean, KL Rahul is one of the best batsmen India have. You know, people like KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, these are top-class players. But KL Rahul is not been a regular wicketkeeper. He's been a stopgap wicketkeeper, as I see. You know, and he's a batsman. So I don't think we should upset that position. We should let KL Rahul get along with the job that he does best, and that's opening the innings for India.
Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Diya, for joining me at this hour and sharing your thoughts on that Bangalore win as well as those issues concerning Indian cricket. Now, before we go into a quick break, let me show you an interesting piece of stat regarding KKR and RCB's clash. Now, in the 24 matches that has happened in the league, the Bangalore players have managed to strike 13 hundreds, whereas only one KKR player has scored 100. That's Brendan McCullum in the first season of IPL. With that, a very quick break on the show. More on the other side. Stay tuned.